What's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to the Den. I hope you're having a wonderful afternoon. We're having some technical difficulties, so I had to push it back a little bit. But instead of the normal 2 hours, probably only go about an hour and a half tonight because I got to keep some things on schedule this evening, not this afternoon. So I won't talk long. I'll open up the lines. We'll definitely get some calls in and things like that. But let's get this party started, man. So again, if you're not familiar with the Den is social commentary from a realistic perspective, but also the best conversation on the internet. And the reason why this is the best conversation on the internet, because of you guys. I love chopping it up with you and just hearing your input. It really is a privilege, okay? And it really is a pleasure. I don't know, some of y'all ain't so honorable, but I love chopping it up with y'all. It's all good. So, if you want to follow my personal social media, you can follow me on Honcho HTX on Instagram and Twitter, but I think Instagram has been tripping. I was trying to post some shit earlier, which is acting crazy. Like the video, let YouTube know that you enjoy it. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. Even if you do like it, YouTube still ain't gonna show no love. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Den Show Live at Gmail if you want to send an email about a topic or whatever may be going on. We moved the morning dens to 1 p.m. and still every night at 7 days a week at 10 p.m. Central. Listen to the podcast. If you can't catch the show, I will be uploading them to the podcast. You can catch them on iTunes, Google Play, all your major platforms except for Spotify. For some reason, they don't want to show me no love. You can get you some Den Show merch at denshowshop.com, 833-284-3336. You can hit the Den line anytime, whether you have a topic you want to text, just saying what's up, you got a meme or something funny, you want to share a screenshot for some news or whatever it may be, you can always hit the Den line anytime. You can call and leave a voicemail. If, I don't answer if you do call or whatever, you just have something you want to share. If you want to donate to the channel, you can make a one-time donation at streamlabs.com/The Den Show. Shout out to everybody who's been dropping Denjamins and supporting the channel. It's greatly appreciated. And if you want to support via Patreon, you go to patreon.com/The Den Show. Shout out to James, Stina, Starry-Eyed. I got a little cookie left in my tooth is. James, Tina Starry-Eyed, Miss Diana, Dan the Man, Donald Trump, Miss K Grace. I saw you show some love this morning. Shout out to Miss K Grace. Betty Spaghetti and hold on. I'll be trying to have it memorized without looking. Hold on. Miss Goya. Bow. You know what I'm saying? It is a great privilege and appreciation that you guys have faith in the long-term success of this community. And I appreciate everybody. It's not just about the monetary aspect, but just knowing that you have faith in this community. It's greatly appreciated. Let's see who we got joining us. And let's talk about it. And let's get it in, my friends. So I see Beyond a Funny Nigga. Okay, so I thought I was sure. That's what I was trying to post earlier, and the shit was saying it was posting, but then it wasn't showing up. Okay, so Instagram wasn't just tripping for me. Beyond a Funny Nigga, Rashida Reed, my name, Baker Man, D Nelly, AB, what's the motherfucking deal? Cartier, what's the motherfucking deal? DeMarkey, hello DeMarkey. Nana Diana, what's the motherfucking deal? Let me see. Ruby Roo, Captain Diggler, what's the motherfucking deal? Glad y'all could join us this afternoon. Puffin Stuff, you say we're a vape shop, smoke shop, but really a lifestyle shop. That's very interesting. Very, very interesting. Shout out to Nacogdoches, man. Let me see. It's been a long time. That's why I think I went to Nacogdoches was like high school for a basketball tournament. I hit a game-winning shot. Yes, I'm shouting out to myself. And I was probably going to fight somebody's dad after that game. But anyway, Miss Meat, what's the motherfucking deal? Unbeaten Sports, what's the motherfucking deal? Kanisha, what's the motherfucking deal? Even though you're from Dallas, you ain't too bad. You all right. Or you're in Dallas, you ain't too bad. It's your boy Roman, what's the motherfucking deal? I don't know if it does. Shout out to Unbeat. If not, what's up, Unbeaten? You get 2 shout outs. And yes, I saw Kenneth, but that's all Kenneth gets from me is a Kenneth. So let's talk about it, though. Let's talk about it. See what I'm talking about? You give them a shout out and they get violent with you. They want to fight you. That's Dallas people for you. But let's talk about it. So, small business. You always hear that saying, small business is the backbone of America. And I'm sure to some extent it's true, right? But that's the beauty of America, small business. is that without a lot of, depending on what type of business you're getting into, you can get into business in America, basically in 24 hours, depending on what it is. Like I said, as long as you don't need certain licenses and other things, and that may take a little bit of waiting, depending on, the bureaucracy or whatever you have to deal with to get those. But for the most part, you can get into business pretty quick. You can get your LLC in a matter of minutes. You can get your tax ID, you can get all these things to get up and running in minutes, But it just depends on what type of fields you're getting in. And now there's so many extra stipulations and certain regulations in certain fields. And some of them are necessary, but a lot of the shit is just bullshit in my opinion. But small business is beautiful because, when there are not jobs, if you have skills, if you have a talent, if you have an ability to do something and market yourself properly, you can create a small business, And personally, I think there are benefits to small business over big business, I don't think I'd ever want to be I don't want to say that because you want the big corporation money, CEO money, but you look at a lot of these things, we were talking about Papa John's the other day. And you're like, Honcho, what the fuck does that have to do with small business? But I'm sure it started out as a small business and it grew, right? It was a one-man operation. He was out there pimping pizzas. And then, but it's another one. Have you seen, it's another broad out there looking at, it's a bunch of goofy bitches out here licking ice cream and I'm fucking pissed off. I'm gonna start punching bitches. Bitch, you look like an ice cream licker. I'm gonna trip your ass. But, but my thing is, the thing about it is, the beauty of it is, we were talking about the Papa John's guy, and did he get too big? Because when you start growing and you become public, and then now all these other people have a say so in your business now, with the day and age of public outrage and all of that stuff, man. It's almost like, what the fuck? I mean, I understand it, but how do you get thrown out of your own business, man? Like that's a tough situation. That's a very tough situation. But something that you built, nurtured, and then some people, they threw some money at it. Like, well, we don't like what you're doing. Get the fuck out, right? So it's tough. I've had small businesses here and there. And like I said, if it wasn't for events that took place in my personal life, maybe they would have turned out different. Maybe they would have done different things. And some of them were legitimate businesses. Some of them might have been kind of sketchy. But it is what it is, You say you get some free deal merchandise every month. Okay. Let me see what I can come up with. I will send a free signed Black and Mild every month. But yeah, when you start handing out steaks and stuff in the company, that's when other people have a say so. That's why I would never understand giving up more than half of your company to somebody, because then what they say goes, and you got to deal with shareholders and board members and all that nonsense. And it's just, man, it's craziness, right? It's craziness. So we're selling a small business, we're trying to positive part of the community. We place using young adults to get to learn so much, they're small and growing. And that's also a good thing, though, when you do and you are a part of something as it grows and you learn. Because I encourage people, if you have a skill set, man, capitalize off of your skill set. Like I said, I've done various things. Like I told you, I know I had some issues at one point in time. And I hear these neighbors. This is why we're building to get an independent location outside of the garage. So you got neighbors over here talking, you got people working on the fucking gate, just noise all over the place, fucking people in the garage next door, they all there fucking working on shit. It's just maybe y'all hear, maybe y'all don't, but it becomes very annoying to me. But anyway, it is what it is. I can't control that right now, but in the future we shall. But but my thing is, I'm all about maximizing my capital. I told y'all, like, shit, when I had to take a step back and had to go work at McDonald's, first thing I did was go buy some lawn equipment. I mean, people may not look at it like that, but lawn maintenance, that's a small business that makes good money. You know what I'm saying? But I agree, everybody doesn't have a business mind, but if you want it bad enough, you can. A lot of people have to swallow their pride. It's a lot of things that people have to work on, and this is something we've talked about, especially with black businesses. And I'm going to open up the line here shortly. I ain't going to talk too much longer, but customer service is the biggest. I mean, like, you could have the best product in the world, right? But customer service is the most important thing you can work on when it comes to dealing with business. And there's so many people who have a lot of good business ideas. They're talented, they have skill sets, they have abilities, but they don't have personality, or they don't have the ability to take constructive criticism, and they get mad about everything, right? They feel insulted. But that's kind of part of going into business, because here's what'll happen, man. If you could have the best talent in the world, but you treat your customers like shit. Now, some people will take it just because they want to go to the best. You treat your customers like shit, you dog them out, you always late, you stop in the middle of, we'll use a barber, for instance, right? There's a barber where I used to be at. Probably the best barber in town, very talented, very skilled. But you can make an appointment and still be waiting 2-3 hours for this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And then you might just miss out whenever you feel like this motherfucker be on some drink, or you smoking, or out of there. Just all the talent in the world, but poor customer service. Now you can go to the local spot that's been around forever. Barbers aren't as good. You got some good barbers. They're not saying that they're not good, but they're nice, they're friendly, they're timely, right? And so that's the thing that you have to deal with. Like, I'd rather go somewhere where I know, okay, hey, I've got a schedule to keep. I've made an appointment. I'm gonna get in here. I'm gonna get this worked out, and get tightened up, whatever, and then get on about my day. As opposed to, well, I know I can come out this motherfucker looking like the flyest motherfucker in town, and I'm gonna have to postpone my whole fucking day because I don't know if this dude gonna show up on time. I don't know if this dude is gonna be. Now, y'all talk to each other later, get on. But, I could be the flyest motherfucker, but I'm gonna have to wait my whole day. It just depends on what you value more. But some people want to go to such and such just because they say they go there. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. So what I want to talk about, I don't want to be too negative, but we can talk about experiences with small business and why you feel like certain small businesses thrive over, others. Why do you think certain small businesses fail? And I'm going to say, that's why I'm doing everything myself in business. There's always something you do or say that someone's not going to like. Exactly. Shout out to Man Up. Because that's the thing, man. I'm kind of like that too. And what they call that is a solopreneur. You have entrepreneurs, you have solopreneurs. And I think I vibe more so in the solopreneur because I want to know the ins and outs of everything myself. Okay, fuck with me. Make sure y'all tune in at midnight. He got the cookout dropping. If y'all ain't get invited to no 4th of July cookouts, you can always go to Beyond the Funny Niggas Cookout. It'll always be good. But I'm a person that likes to be hands-on, and I've been listening to some shit lately that it has lit a fire under my way of thinking, because people suppress your thoughts so much. But we're gonna open up the line, and I'll continue talking about it. I want to give y'all a chance to talk. Like I said, we probably won't go as long today because of the timing issues, trying to get shit posted and everything was acting up. But we will have the 10-minute rule in effect. Okay, so let me get this bitch booted up. Let's get this party started right. Let's get this party started quickly. Alrighty, man, I appreciate you coming through. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Man Up, man. Get you some of the world's greatest, bestest, good-ass cookies. Holla at Man Up. He says all you got to do is go to Man Cave Sports TV or go to What It Do 713 and leave a message if you're interested in getting some of Man Up's world famous, better than famous Amos, slap your grandma cookies. You know what I'm saying? And you'll lay it down. So, with that being said, I don't know why, no matter how I put this fucking thing, this goddamn elephant will never stay right. You know what I'm saying? This goddamn elephant will never stay right. Yeah, we calling it crazy stuff. It looks like a hook dick. I don't know. What is that? Is that a frog? What are you wearing there, Honcho? Y'all be saying some crazy shit. I love y'all. Y'all be saying some crazy stuff. All right, bet. All right, the line is active. You know what I'm saying? Got to be young, active, and attractive. That's to let them know. No, you know, young elephant in the game. You know what I'm talking about? I'm trying to slang that trunk. What's happening? Hell no, I ain't fuck with y'all like that. Nah, but all right, we got a cow coming. You know what I could have did was fix the goddamn mic. I'm over here talking all this shit. I be forgetting. All right, bet. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this afternoon?
Man, it's your boy Roman.
Roman, what's the motherfucking deal? What's on your mind, man? What do you know? What do you want to say about small business, your small business experiences, or do you have a small business yourself?
I mean, technically not really. I mean, your boy has helped, do community service before, cut grasses, but I mean,
nigga, that's because your ass got some legal trouble. That means your ass got arrested.
No. I helped do it with this. We was helping a charity, and one of the charity helps was to, do community service by picking up the trash, all the money proceeds of the things with, kids. It was something like that, Honcho. It was none. No, your boy ain't serving no time. No. But about small businesses, man, I think small businesses are very important, man. I think they need it. I don't think every business should go into the mainstream, because then you got so many other different hands that get a chunk of that, and I get that you want to go mainstream because of course you make more money and this and that, but by going mainstream it causes more problem to lose money. And you can make money, but you can lose money at the same time. Like say, more money is going into people's pockets. You have to create a board of directors. You have to start people with power that could possibly overrule you or shit if they plot against you. You never know. So I always say when it comes to small businesses, they're very important because I do believe they're the foundation. Every business starts small. I mean, shit, Apple started in a garage. So the thing is, it's important to have these businesses because they open up to these big businesses that we know. And just for people to even just make their hustles, man, to create new ideas, food, hair, this, technology. I mean, it's great for you to learn these people and just for them to start out, because these are a lot of people's livelihood, to make money and to do all that. So, personally, I think, small businesses is very important.
Okay. So if you were ever to consider a small business, what do you think that your skill set would work best in?
That's a good question. The first thing I think about when a small business is, personally with me, this, Honcho, I love history. So I love to teach. So if I could ever start a small business, like small classes to teach about history, I don't know how I would do it, but something to teach about history, because history is very important. History makes the foundation of the world. If you don't learn from history, how are you going to go into the future? So I'm thinking, I would love to start like classes around, like start small, make a class and see if I can expand to Houston, to expand out of Houston to out of state, and big dreams could go across the world just teaching people about history. I mean, especially your history at that. So people need to learn their own history before they can learn any other history, in my opinion. So that's something I could do. If I can make classes where people can learn about their history to better themselves, that's a small business I would definitely do.
Okay. So once you consider doing something like that, you can maybe teach younger children, because you seem to be a very active and lively person. So you seem like you'd be able to keep kids' attention and stuff like that with some creative ways.
And also that, Honcho, when I think about doing a class like that, I don't want to be the typical history class. When a lot of people think of history, think of boring. They think, boo, history. Nobody wants to learn about this shit. I want to make it energizing. I want to make it fun. Especially I want to teach it to kids. Adults too, but especially kids, because Kids is they're more gullible and they're more where it's easier to teach a child about their history than an adult. I mean, it's not every adult, but adults are more like, hey, I don't want to listen to that now. I want to learn, teach children so they can appreciate their history. And that's why with me, what I'm doing, I'm trying to take multiple history classes, not just learn about black history, learn about multiple history. I'm trying to teach other people about history. You know what I mean? So they can love to learn and love to learn. Hey, this is where I come from. Let me be proud of that. Let me express that to some of my other friends so they can learn about their history, and we all love it. So yeah, I agree with that. I think I would do something to where I would make it energizing. I would make it fun. I would make it entertaining, not just boring. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And man, AB has a
So,
very good point. He was talking about looking to Skillshare online. And there's lots of different actually classes. Like you can create digital courses and digital classes that people can take. So that might be something people would be interested in. That's the beauty of the internet nowadays. That there's so many ways that you can reach out to people that you may not be able to be physically present in front of, but you can still share that information. You can still teach those skills. So that's definitely something to consider.
yeah, yeah. Well, Honcho, there's something else I had to talk to you about real quick, man. I ain't gonna take that long, man. But
Yeah, what you got?
it was I know the last thing y'all was talking about, what y'all talking about? Physical abuse, right? Y'all was talking about domestic violence,
Domestic violence. Yeah.
and yeah, and I had to do something yesterday, so I wasn't able to be in the stream. But man, I watched that TV1. It was about Bobby the Barge and the whole basically the Barge family on TV1. No wonder the movie wasn't that good. The acting was yeah. But I started to really do more research on the Barge story. Everybody knows this song, and I started to do more on like their story. And man, not I don't have the time to explain it, but man, domestic abuse, violence, man, it's an important topic, bro. It's something that needs to be taken serious, and it happens in families that you don't even know, and people love to keep domestic violence very secret and not out there because domestic violence can lead to sexual violence and all that, man. So, all I'm saying, it's a very serious topic, and you have time to get some help, bro, because if looking at how the bar story happened, it can affect you, you know, in your later life. You know, when they were talking about Bobby, Randy, Bonnie, all them, man, all of them had all of them had drug issues. You know, but had the best voice. All it had 10 kids, ball 10 can sing. I'm just saying, domestic violence is something serious that even with all the talent you can have in the world, it can still affect you. So that's my call, man.
All right, well, appreciate the call there, Roman.
Man, anytime.
All right. Man, look, hey, if Bishop Magic Don Juan can make a church or be a preacher, then everybody can. But yeah, shout out to Casio, man. I was talking about that particular barbershop, just terrible, like terrible, terrible stuff, man. So, it is what it is. I'm trying to look, only one lot don't want to send me none of that soap. I'm trying to get the soap, but she being stingy with it, you know what I'm saying? The church of no candy, exactly. But what are you saying about, but getting big? But it's sometimes, can a small business get too big to where you have to get to that point? I mean, that you have to, I won't say you have to go public, but that does allow you access to more funds. I mean, so as you say, everyone was talking about losing money, but I mean, in actuality, you could make more money. And when it comes to IPOs and things like that, I mean, that can give your business the boost that it needs to do great things. You may have expanded past what your original plan was, and you may be on to some other things. Because I mean, look at like Facebook now. Facebook's trying to have their own little Bitcoin, which is crazy. Their own little income, and it started out as a fucking site for college students to share shit about classes, and then they opened up to the public to where everybody could. Then it became a fucking game site basically, and a news site, and then just everything became everything, and now it's to the point where it's a part of your daily life, whether you want to fuck with Facebook or not. You want to log into a website, well, use your Facebook login. Google, same thing. Google started out as a fucking search engine, but it wasn't really. Google's always like and an ad service in a way. But they started out as a search engine, and it took over the world, and now it's the most evil company ever. But now it's YouTube. Now it's a lot of these other little platforms. Google Plus is trash. Like you think that's how you know Google don't know shit, because they couldn't even get together with a solid social media. That fucking Google Plus shit was the worst. But my thing is just that certain companies, they start out with one mission and one agenda, but then they do so well, or they grow so large, or they have such an impact that they have to do different things, or that they feel like, why would I stay in this box? And let me open up. Let me expand. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of crazy stuff going on. Shout out to Melanin, Miss Melanin. Always good to see you, Miss Bell, Miss Betty Spaghetti, Nuts. You gotta. That's what I'm gonna start selling. I can't look. I'm gonna start a small business, but I can't sell nothing to men anymore in the den, because there's no more men in the den. We've all been out of there. D the Gamma Maids, what's the motherfucking deal? Like some people have some truth in their name. Maybe it's like, damn, I don't got a fucking name to log in with. What's going on? Look around. Oh, Dusty Nuts it is. But sometimes folks have a dry spell. It's all good. Nah, but and I guess in a sense, I don't know. I don't want to say that. Does it rain? It doesn't rain in Southern California. But I guess in a sense that the Den in its own right is a small business, but the business model may be different, because ultimately the goal is to become an independent platform and, be able to speak the way we need to speak, to be able to say the things that we need to say. And I appreciate everybody who has been supporting along this way. Same thing with Saw Sports. Saw Sports, an independent platform, away from all of the bullshit that's going on in Houston right now. Because if you go across any other damn near any channel, any fucking radio station, any website, anything that's Houston related, it's all a bunch of nut riding. Like on certain teams, they have certain narratives, and it's craziness. So, but it's just, I guess, about really identifying the business model. But I've talked about, Front Door Foods. I've talked about, some of y'all are familiar with that, because I had an app a while back. And some things happened, so it didn't stay sustained. It was, like I say, some personal issues. But it was Postmates, it was the DoorDash, it was all the stuff that you had going on. But I'm not going to venture all the way into it why it didn't succeed, because it was ultimately my fault. I own up to that. It had nothing to do with the customer base or anything like that. It was just, me having to deal with some other things and kind of losing sight. But the thing about this is, I think if you're committed to something, now the idea has to be good. Sometimes you can have an idea, but you're so focused on the idea, you're not looking at the details of that idea. What's going to make it work? What's going to make it fail? Where can you improve? Because this should be always about constant improvement. I was listening to something the other day. The same book that I've been listening to. I don't know how many of y'all are familiar with Grant Cardone. It's like a little crazy. He's damn. I didn't realize he was old as he was. He's damn near like 60, but he be on fucking Instagram doing all kind of crazy shit. But he's like a real estate guy. He was in sales some years back. I want to say 90s, 80s, 90s, somewhere around there. But he has a very interesting story. If you just watch him on the internet, you just think he's crazy. He's talking a bunch of big shit. But he's from Louisiana. He's not necessarily a coon ass, but he's just kind of crazy. But he has a book called Be Obsessed or Be Average. And it has definitely changed the way I look at certain things, man. It has definitely changed the way I look at some things, because it's about a mindset. Because the world tries to tame you. The world will try to suppress you. Be satisfied, be happy. Is there really anything wrong with wanting more? I mean, isn't that why you exist? You want more. You want to be better. You want to have more skills. You want to be able to do things when you want to do things. Uh, so I don't know. Like I've always been kind of a, I guess what you call it, the dichotomy that you're dealing with. Like, 'cause I've always wanted more, but then I'm like, I should be appreciative of certain things. But we'll get back to that in just a second. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we have calling into the den this afternoon?
Man, peace and blessings, man. It's unbeaten.
Unbeaten. What's the motherfucking deal, man? What's on your mind, man?
Man, I was listening in, man. With small businesses, man, I think small businesses are vitally important, especially for people like me who don't necessarily want to slave or get down with the 9 to 5 idea and just get locked into a life of where a lot of times it breeds regret because you're doing this just to get a check and you're providing and you're doing everything that you should, and you're kind of sacrificing the skills that you could possibly be unlocking, the alternative life that you could be living. So starting at small businesses, having faith in your skill and your ability to go out there and create your own small business. Also, I was kind of listening. You was kind of almost touching on it, but I think a lot of people get they get so caught up in wanting to start a business that they don't go through the research stage quite well enough. One aspect of like starting a small business, or people actually kind of skip over, which is kind of the point where I'm at right now, is analyzing risk aversion. Right? Just analyzing what exactly could go wrong within your business and then planning for it ahead of time to where when it does come up, you're not really panicking. I feel like a lot of people who kind of get up and, they like, oh yeah, I'm going to start me a business, but then don't, they focus all on the upside, but never focus on the downside, right? I'm a person who's all about optimism, and so I don't like to think on the downside, but at the same time, I realize I have to be solution oriented. So when these problems do arise, I have a solution for it.
Okay. I can definitely agree with that. But that to me, that's kind of it's a, I don't want to say a twofold thing, because you can plan all of that stuff out, and just the way it seems like the universe works, it will still bring you a problem that you just never expected. But having that preparation, having thought ahead, that you can combine that skill, but you'll be prepared. You'll be better prepared to handle problems. You won't take it, with the same, maybe the same impact, because you're not expecting everything to be always peachy keen. So you'll kind of be prepared for the fact that there are problems. But I definitely can agree with that. That you have to,
right.
You have to look at that for stuff.
Definitely. It's really kind of boils down to being solution oriented, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like business, I feel like a lot of people get caught up in the emotions out of business, right? They get emotionally attached to the business when the business itself doesn't really have any emotions to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a logical operation,
Mm-hmm.
right? Every problem doesn't always, but a lot of times it's very logical in sense of where we as humans, like I said before when I called up here, it's like we're emotional beings, and the space of business shouldn't have any emotions within it.
Correct.
I mean, care about your business, but it's like if you get too caught up in it, you focus on logic, solving problems, keep the operation smooth. It sounds good when I'm talking about it, and I know it's a whole different thing in reality, but it's the mindset that you got to have of being solution oriented.
I agree. And I agree that when a lot of people do get to that point where they feel like I've invested all this time and this energy, so that connection is there. Anything that you dedicate, a lot of attention to, you're going to have a certain connection with it. So, but I definitely agree with you. There's a lot of moves that do get made that it's only what makes the most sense for the business. But people, especially if they work with you or work with it, and you say, hey, maybe I got to let you go or something like that, they feel like all that time and effort that they've put in is for naught, or whatever it may be. And again, there's that emotional connection when, hey, we're just doing what's best for business. Is all. That's what that saying. What is it? It's only business, or something like that. And people take those kind of things personal. But I agree.
Very personal, which is funny. It's like it really is. Like I mean, like as far as like a lot of times you'll see it with like sports players.
Yeah.
Right. like they're literally physically and mentally draining themselves for this organization, and then they all of a sudden get traded or they get cut, and that emotion starts to kick in, and realize like, man, I mean, you made all this money, you showed off your talent. I'm pretty sure somebody else is gonna fall and you know what I'm saying, and give you a job, but at the same time, it's kind of like, yo, man, I did everything for this team, man. You know what I mean? It's that emotion element to it. But at the end of the day, it is a business. You know what I'm saying? You're hired on this team to play ball and to entertain the match.
That's a very good point. Would you consider, like basketball players, would you consider them, basically businesses themselves, or not even just basketball, but athletes, like an independent contractor, if you will, their brand and everything that comes with them? Because it's not even just what you're doing on the court that's making you money. It's the way you promote yourself off the court now, and your image and all of these things. Do you think, and I was talking about this, I think, way back with the Monique situation, but do you think that's more kind of the mentality now, as opposed to just being an athlete? Like they're almost more like a small business, a human small business?
Yeah, absolutely. They got to take care of their brands, and like especially with the emergence of social media, the importance of brand is so much more, right? You can look at it. My prime example I would think of is LeBron James, right? I think at this point LeBron James is making way more money off his deal with Nike and different businesses that he's invested in than he ever would make on a 1-year contract with the Los Angeles Lakers. Like it's because he's kind of built this brand of being the king, being the best, right? And he's gone out and showed that he is one of the best. I'm not gonna say he is the best, but it's all about branding and how you kind of portray yourself in the media. And yeah, you are a brand, you are a business. Because there will come a time where LeBron can't go anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure LeBron's taken care of, and his kids are taken care of to the day that he died. But at the same time, you still want to be able to out here make money and be important.
I agree. Okay. Like I say, very, very interesting insight and input. And the risk aversion thing is very necessary. Anything else you'd like to add to that, Unbeaten?
Well, it's kind of off topic a little bit. I was on Twitter earlier. I saw a video. It kind of struck me the wrong way initially, but it was this one girl. She was this is a very sensitive topic. I don't know how exactly how to address it, but this one girl, she was crying on Twitter because she was getting harassed by some man who came up on her and was trying to get up on her. I guess he was trying to holler, or he was just really too aggressive with it. And and she was like making a point to where like, oh man, this is in 2019, man, women aren't safe, and this that and third. And I was like, bro, in my initial mind, I was like, bro, this bitch lying.
Yeah.
Or like she coming up with something to, you know what I'm saying, gain some attention. But then at the same time, I almost had to catch myself, because I was like, well, I'm running it through my brain, and that's how I operate. You know what I'm saying? There's so many fine women used to for me to ever be tripping over one woman, but like, and so I ain't really tripping off, you know what I'm saying, somebody trying to shoot me down. But like I was tripping. I was like, bro, it was almost like it was an attack on me being a man, and like just it just wasn't sitting with me. I'll send you.
Yeah. Shoot me that link if you get a chance. I'd definitely like to check it out, and I'll definitely speak on it. But and I can feel where you're coming from, because so much of the stuff that gets pushed out in the media is, being a man is bad, and doing this and that is bad. Like, well, how does this process supposed to work now? I mean, is everything supposed to be, if you want to contact a woman, does it have to be through some type of social, like you can't speak to women directly anymore, or what is too aggressive? Because you have one set of women who say one thing. You have another set of women who say this, you have a set of women who hit you and say, well, I play hard to get, so if you don't try to holler at me 2 or 3 times, and you're not showing me that you're really interested. Then you got another set of women who are saying, well, if I say no, no means no, don't talk to me anymore, I don't want to. It's like such a confusing message that it's convoluted, and you don't really know, dealing with different individual women, like, what is it? But I definitely like to see the video in itself, and I'll try to, remove all the extra from it and just try to see what it is for what it is. But
yeah. Go send you a link on it, because it has, like, at this point I think it's like 85 likes on Twitter, something like 85,000 likes on it.
That,
Yeah.
yeah,
So I imagine it's gonna become a bigger problem or a bigger topic.
yeah, yeah. Well, the big topic, the big issue is these crazy cuckoo hoes running around licking the ice cream. That's what I'm concerned about. I want them all locked up. That's my big issue right now. I don't care about nothing else. I don't care about
I'll probably
Iran.
start.
That shit is wild stuff. All right, that's a bit, man. Beat, man. I appreciate it, man. And definitely send me that. I'd definitely like to check that out.
All right, that's good.
All right, Joe.
All right.
Man, look. Because it's more than one. They caught one of them, but now it's more of them out there running around licking this shit, and I'm dead to y'all think I'm joking. That fucking shit is fucking disgusting. If I caught somebody doing that shit, I'd probably deck their motherfucking ass. Like, that shit is fucking disgusting. And people think that shit is cute. You nasty bitch, you not that fucking cute. Nobody wants your dirty ass tongue in my fucking ice cream. Like, you goofy bitch. Like, that's the product these niggas gassing motherfuckers up. Thinking that you just like, y'all ain't got no fucking home training. Like, you not all that. I don't care how fine you are or not. Like, that shit is fucking disgusting. I'll accidentally elbow a hoe for some shit like that. You know, it's fucking nasty. Like, the same way you wouldn't want nobody to bring your fucking food out at a restaurant and lick your fucking plate. Like, who the fuck, they call 611, man, I hope they catch all them motherfuckers. Spit on them motherfuckers, them dirty rat bastards. This shit is fucking disgusting, man. It's craziness. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we have calling into the den this afternoon?
The motherfucking deal. This is Nacho.
Hey, Nacho, what's the motherfucking deal? What's on your mind? Nacho, you are a small business owner. So why don't you share, some of the insights of dealing with a small business in today's society?
Well, being a small business owner, it's not cracked up, what a lot of people think it is. You work your ass off for next to no money, for like 3 to 4 years, getting your business going, putting in like 14 to 16-hour long days, everything like that. Then on top of that, you have to deal with, rude people. And, my business, just so you all know, I work on cars. I also do, farm equipment. I'm a, welder. And there's a lot of expenses that go along with, being a business owner, in that aspect of it.
Maybe I'm drinking my coffee. So what made you want to go independent? What made you want to be a small business owner?
But I want to go business for myself.
Yes, sir.
Well, I've been a welder since 2006, 2007. I worked at many, different shops. The reason being is I'd be working at a shop and you have people, and it's not a race thing like, some people try to make out to be. You have people that want to do little as possible just to get a paycheck, while at the same time, you're having to bust your ass to get the job done because otherwise you're going to end up getting in trouble. And what I noticed is some of these people are, would fall under the category of a teacher's pay. They don't have to do shit. They could stand around and do little as possible. But if you're not sucking ass to the manager or owner of that business, then you get the blunt force of the outcome of the situation. If you take the same road and say, you know what, they're doing this, they're not working, they're doing the little as possible, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm not going to lie. I tried it. I said, you know what? Screw it. I'm not going to keep busting my ass while somebody else is making the same money as me, and they're getting all the benefits, and I'm busting my ass, and I'm going home and, you know, extremely wore out afterwards for the same money. I tried it. And guess what happened? It backfired on me. And then I brought up, I said, wait a minute. I said, these other two people, I said, haven't been doing anything all day long. You can call me a snitch, whatever. But it comes down to, you know, work ethics. And basically the owner said, you want to keep your job? You either bust your ass or you're gone.
And that's, you know, that's a fucked up thing that I have noticed though, because what happens with a lot of these places, you know, you'll have an employee who goes above and beyond the call of duty, and they work hard, they put in all the work, they do everything. And you can have motherfuckers who slack off or they're half-assing, and they'll accept it. It's like they almost come to have this level of expectation. And so when that one employee is like, well, fuck, why am I doing all of this? Why am I the one, you know, having to carry the load, carry the burden? And as soon as you do something, it becomes a problem. Even though you could still be doing putting out more than these other motherfuckers, but as soon as you do something, it becomes a problem. It's like they have this expectation. Well, I know you're the one I can count on. Well, it shouldn't be that way. We should all be carrying an equal load. And then so when you decide to change it up because they've allowed this culture to exist, you know, they get upset with you when you're the hard worker as opposed to the lazy motherfuckers who ain't holding their weight.
Exactly. So that was, you know, one of the main motives behind working, you know, for myself, because I said, if I'm busting my ass and these other people are making the same money and all they have to do is show up to work, what's the point? If I'm going to bust my ass, why not do it and try and do it on my own? Because I'll still be busting my ass and I won't have to put up with, you know, all this BS nonsense going on. Because I'm not going to have anybody working for me that has that mindset that they can be a teacher's pet and get away with doing nothing. And, you know, that's a problem, you know, in business. I could go a little bit more into that if you want.
Yeah, tell me about some of the problems that you face. Like, what is one of the biggest hurdles that you face being a small business owner?
What's the biggest problem? You said being a business owner.
Yeah. What is the biggest problem that you face personally?
Trying to find consistent work and doing the job. And how I look at it is, if the job doesn't come out to my standards, then I redo the job. And when I redo the job, because I'm not satisfied with how it come out, at that point in time, I'm working for free. A lot of people out there are not willing to do that. They're willing to send off crappy work, and then they do not realize why their business is failing and why they can't have repeat customers and so on and so on.
And so how does that impact? And it's good to have a high standard. That's the best way to be, to have a high standard and to be proud of the work that you put out. But like you said, so then it goes into a point where you are working for free. And so how does that, you know, does that, and I guess it can go two ways, because again, like you said, people, I don't want to work for free. If I ain't making no money off this, they kind of lose interest. But, you know, holding a high standard, does that benefit you when it comes to your customers? Because they know that if they go to you, they're going to get, you know, your best effort? Or does that impede you when it comes to, you know, maybe other customers, maybe you're taking a little bit longer on this job, so it delays the process for the next job? Does that, holding yourself to a high standard, is that more of a benefit, or does it kind of hold you back? So,
I would say a little bit of both. Because if you're putting out crappy work, chances of that person coming back is definitely going to be very slim. Now, at the same time, you could bust your ass off and get the job done, and then something isn't right, you make it right, and then when you make it right, you're on your own time. Uh, it can go the other direction, which means they were just a one-time customer, and they may not recommend you to anybody. But that's the standard, I hold myself to in my workmanship too.
Okay. So, what would you say has been the best part of going out on your own and being here instead of working for somebody, working for yourself? What is the best part of it?
Uh, Sorry, my phone cut out. You said people working for me.
No, I said, what is your as mentioned, going out as a small business owner? What is the best aspect of it since you've left working for somebody else and started working on your own? What is the best part about that?
The best part is you somewhat get to make your own hours. Okay. Um, and you also get the reward of building something that you could pass on to your kids or your family members down the line. Because at the end of it, if your business definitely takes off, then you're definitely going to see that reward. You're definitely going to be paid back for all those payless nights that you worked to make things correct. So you most definitely you have to have self-respect if you're going to be a business owner. In my book, from the way I see it.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, we're about to reach. Well, we reached the 10-minute mark, so I'm gonna let some other folks get some calls in. But I appreciate you calling in and sharing that, from your own personal experience there, Nacho.
All right, you take care. Thank you.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you for calling.
Right.
Yeah. So as Nacho shared, there are some upsides, there are some downsides, but all right, bet I'm gonna check that out. Shout out to Unbeaten, appreciate that. All right, here, shout out to 335. He put the link, but I'll repost it there so y'all can get it. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this afternoon?
Hey, it's Rashida. What's up?
What's going down, Miss Rashida? How are you doing today?
All right. Hey, remember when them guys used to say, "What's up?"
The beer, that was the Budweiser commercial. They had the frogs and shit.
Before I get started, I'm gonna talk about that little nasty bitch that was licking that ice cream. Every time I see that video, that shit turned my stomach. And if I ever see somebody's kid doing some shit like that, I'm gonna put your damn kid in the damn freezer with the ice cream. Period.
Damn. Hey, man.
Now,
you want to be one of the cool kids, you trying to do out this shit because you think the cool kids do it. I'm going to make you a cool kid for real. Put your ass in that freezer.
all of these bro, she gonna be like a big ice cream by the time they sign her. What they need to do is actually start putting seals on the ice cream now. That's gonna be the next step they're gonna have to do. Because at this point, I'm not buying no more ice cream that's not sealed. Period. So I don't know what they're gonna do.
No, I agree. And it's unfortunate. I know these ice cream companies mad. They talking about these little motherfuckers fucking up business. Now we gotta spend more money now, And that sucks because that's gonna make the price of the ice cream go up. Goddamn. So these little ignorant motherfuckers, when they complain about why shit is so high, it's because of dumbasses that y'all encouraging to do this stupid ass shit. Y'all motherfuckers that's making shit go up because now they got to take these unnecessary safety measures. Ice cream been fine for years. Fucking social media come along and they start fucking shit up.
And they done found her and shit, and she had to cut social media off because everybody was mad and talking about her and shit. So let's see how that play out. But she looked a little special, you know what I'm saying? What the situation is.
Yeah.
You ain't.
Huh?
Yeah, you saw what shit.
Yeah, I've seen 2 or 3 of them. It's a bunch of them. That's what I say. That's the crazy shit about it. It's more than one. It's a bunch of them out there doing this stupid shit. And I hope they all go to jail. Yes, they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell. Shit, fuck it up with the goddamn ice cream.
I just want to be in the freezer with the ice cream. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, 335 ain't lying. Yeah, you got a dummy proof every motherfucker's eating Tide Pod. That tells you what kind of society we living in. And you want to give more motherfuckers the right to vote? They can't. Man, stop the nonsense. People who eat Tide Pod, their opinion don't matter.
About wine. So let me move on to the topic. As far as small business, so I try to support small business as much as I can, but sometimes their prices are just not within my budget. You know, because a lot of times it's harder for them to compete. You know, so their prices are a little higher. So that's one thing, and I find that some of the businesses, the workers they hire are bad for their business because the customer service they have is non-existent. Still, they answer the phone sounding ghetto or unprofessional, and that just turns you off and makes it bad for your business.
Yeah. And so if you have one bad experience with a business, will that turn you off from that business forever, or do you give them a second chance?
Even second and third chances. A lot of times they still, I don't know if they feel like because you the same race as them or whatever, they can pass you off lower quality stuff, attitude, and you just supposed to accept it. I don't know if that's what the issue is, or you know, I'm just not sure about that. But no matter what my attitude is, I always try to walk in with a good attitude, but you know, it's not reciprocated. So I don't understand that. If you don't work there, quit.
Yeah, why is that too? Because you know, it's almost like they almost entitled to your business. Like you have to shop with them just because, you know, certain places are like that. And it's not even, I'm not just saying only the black owned business. I know especially in the black community, a lot of these, there's always a lot of issues with the hair stores and stuff like that. And those are predominantly Asian owned small businesses. But motherfuckers be treating motherfuckers like shit and they still go back. They still continue to shop with these motherfuckers like, you know, I know it could be an inconvenience or you maybe got to change your lifestyle or whatever it is, but I hear complaints about that all the time. Oh, they treat you like shit and they think everybody's stealing. And, well, one, it's a lot of motherfuckers stealing. You got to acknowledge that. It's motherfuckers that be stealing from the mother. It's a lot of rats people a lot of them gays be stealing from there too, stealing wigs and shit. I be seeing videos of that shit all the time. That shit is crazy. But at the same time, if they treating you like shit and you know you're not participating in that behavior, then you got to go elsewhere.
But a lot of times when you do have an issue, they don't want to resolve your issue in a correct manner. They want to argue with you. They want to curse you out. They want to, you know, act very unprofessional. And instead of taking accountability and saying, okay, you know, well, we didn't do that right. This is how we resolve the issue, you know. And my not the best. I definitely wouldn't be a business owner, and I definitely can't work for customer service. You know what I'm saying? I know that, but see, a lot of business owners have to recognize that maybe you're not the best person to be your business. Maybe you need to hire somebody that's good with customers. You know what I'm saying? No matter how talented you are, you could be the best cook, you could be whatever. If your attitude ain't right, people ain't gonna want to be bothered with you or your business.
I agree. It could take one person. That's what I think people do. You know, that's something people have to realize. Like that one person that you may have at the forefront of your business. Like you may be a business owner. Say you hire somebody, like you say, to handle the phones or to handle the cash register. The person who's interacting the most with the customers. You got to understand, you know, what type of people you're putting out there, because they could be the people that's turning people off from your business. You might be the greatest person on earth. You might be the nicest. You might be willing to resolve these issues. But because this person has an attitude or they don't want to do their job or they acting funky, that turns people off.
And sometimes, they might be just there to help you out, and then they ain't doing their best, so they not getting paid. So that's not for the customer. You know what I'm saying? To make money, you gotta spend money, and customer service is definitely an area where you wanna spend that money. You know what I'm saying? And it don't cost you nothing to uh, redo a person order. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they're gonna say, "Oh, okay, they willing to fix the issue. I'll come back and get them another chance."
Yeah.
But you tell them, "Oh, you just trying to scam me. This it was cooked right, and doing all that extra shit." You're gonna lose that customer plus other customers because they're going to tell everybody what you did and what happened and how nasty.
Yeah, absolutely. They go, and that's the poor thing about it, man. And that's why you see a lot of those that don't succeed. I think that's one of the first things people need to work on before going in business. Now, if you know that you're good with people, then that's fine. But I think it's a lot of people that need to understand and the nuances of dealing with customers and the ins and outs of customer service because I think it's just, you see so many places like that, they don't care, or you come in there, they just laid back, they just leaning like waiting on you to do everything. You could be a new customer that you ain't never seen before, and they just gonna let you try to figure everything out on your own. Like they're not helpful, they're not gonna go out of their way to do anything extra. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of that reflects on your business, but people don't think like that. So
Now you got people with cameras and everything walking in, they recording you acting a damn fool, throwing food at them and shit.
yeah.
That's very weird. Don't care. Just wait until you have to close your business.
That's interesting. Miss Shelley says she leaves out if they don't speak when you walk in. That's not a bad. I mean, because that's probably a good sign right there. Because most decent places gonna say, hey, if you look at any major chain restaurant, we went to fucking CC's the other day. That shit get on my nerves so much. They say hi and bye to everybody. I remember one time, and this was a long time ago though, like when I was younger. I think the thing just accidentally went off. They don't even be looking. They just be saying it like they talking about, hi, welcome to CC's. Ain't nobody even coming to the door. They just saying it just because they hear that little noise go off or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like, but they got them trained like that. But it
You
is
have
what it is.
from the beginning when that customer first walk in, greet them. Hello, how you doing? May I take your order? Not when they walk in rolling their eyes at you because you tired and you don't feel like waiting on another customer.
Yeah.
It's too much. And a lot of them don't want accountability for what is wrong. They want to blame something else or, well, we just starting out. It's going to be mistakes. Own up to what happened and let the people know that you're going to work on it. You're gonna get right. You're going to be better, Take responsibility. That's what a lot of times what people are looking for you to take accountability for what happened.
And then even there, because you get a lot of it too, especially with these social media responses. I remember when I was looking for a new place to start getting my hair done, and I went to a couple places around the city because we had fell out with the old hairdresser. That's another story for another time and place, but. And I'm going looking for different places, and one of these places I go into, I just happen to be passing by, and so I step up in the shop, to talk to the lady, and she's the actual owner is in there, and I'm asking some questions, trying to get some understanding. She had somebody in the chair, but she was already talking or whatever, and so she's like, oh well, you can go on the website and get all the information and do all that. I'm like, bitch, I'm right here talking to you. You own the business, like, so why can't I get the information from you? You know what I'm saying? On the damn website, they talk about come in and get a consultation first. So I'm here to talk to you. Like, why can't you talk to me right here, right now, as opposed to going to the website and then supposed to be like, the shit don't make no sense. And then, like I say, I called around and checked some other places, and I really went based on the look of the place, the cleanliness of the place, and then
Rude for no reason.
Yeah, and just how they spoke on the phone when I talked to them. And it was just, even though that it's much more inconvenient to go where I go now. But the customer service was much better than how that first interaction that I had with that person. So there's that. Okay. Well,
I hate when they say, "Oh well, you just so hard on the black kids, but the white kids and the Chinese people they treat you like shit, and you keep going back there." That's just so exhausting.
Yeah, well,
It still don't have anything to do with the way you running your business.
exactly. It's about you as an individual business owner and how you operate, you know. But people don't want to take responsibility for that again. They'll find a way to justify their mistakes unnecessarily. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But
But
Miss
a lot of
Rashida,
times, especially these cashiers, they have a whole different attitude when they black and you black. Like
yeah,
they'll be
right.
waiting on the person before them, all smiling and shit, and have a good day. When you get up there to bring your shit up, they barely want to look at you, don't talk to you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, what I do?
Mm.
I ain't did shit but be a customer.
Well, they act like it's your fault that they ain't happy with whatever's going on. Look, it could be much worse off for you, you know.
Exactly. But you know what? They know that those non-black people call in and complain on their ass. I'm start doing the same thing. I'm start calling in and reporting their ass. They bad attitude.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I'm just, I ain't no snitch. I don't like
Hey man, fuck them. Snitch on their motherfucking ass. Snitch on everybody. I'm telling on everybody. But here's the deal, Miss Rashida, before the time Nazis get me, you know, I gotta follow the 10-minute rule. But anything else you want to add real quick before we
I
wrap it
don't
up?
do no 10-minute rule. I already told you that, so don't bring me that no more.
Nah, cause you got a small business running sideman sandwiches, and I've been waiting on mine in the mail. I ain't got it yet, so
No,
I'm
you
gonna
know what
complain about your business.
you set up there and let Bredo and Bredo number two talk all that long time with their bullshit. And
What?
when you should have hung up, yeah, then when it gets to my call, you want to talk about some 10-minute rules. Nah, we ain't doing no 10-minute rules.
Yeah, we
I'm
doing a 10-minute rule. Everybody been on the 10-minute rule.
but just like them. You gonna have what you call it, equal opportunity in the den. That's right.
Equal opportunity. You gotta be the last
Who
call
do
of the
I
night.
file a complaint with? Who do I file my complaint with? Because I've been noticing that the weirdos will get extra time, and the
You
people
got
that make sense is getting a less time.
you gotta file your complaint with the stenographer. Brandon 335 will handle all complaints in the den. He is the go-to guy. He is the public relations as far as the den. Yeah, he ain't signed up for that job, but I'm throwing that under the job description.
Well, you check your inbox because I'm finna write my complaint now and send it in. Cause this some bullshit right. Y'all see how he doing me? He's trying to put me off the phone, y'all.
It ain't
But
like that.
he let them weirdos and disrespectful people ramble on and on for 20, 30 minutes when all of you sleep waiting on their ass to get off the phone. But it's all good though.
There's no such thing. It's just that I got to drag up a little bit early today because I got started a little bit later. But because I got more content for y'all, so I got a couple more calls I see coming
But
in.
it
So I'm
ain't
gonna
our
get
fault you started late.
man, it's the internet fault with the damn
You
Instagram wasn't
started late,
posting all that shit.
and then you was talking for 20 minutes.
I ain't talking for no 20. I talked for 14
Yes,
minutes.
you did.
That's all.
Yes, you
I
did.
talked for 14 minutes, maybe
No,
17.
my clock said 20 minutes.
Oh, you got a clock now. You keeping time. So let me find you the time
And
Nazi.
I keep saying on you too.
Oh, okay. So we got a couple of time Nazis in here.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Ain't nobody else got nothing else to say more important than what I got to say anyway. So that's that. So whoever trying to call, they can just wait. They can reserve their call for later on today.
What if this is a small business owner want to talk about some of their small business in and outs? Because tonight we may be having a different conversation.
Exactly. Write down what you had wanted to say for this den and save it for the next den.
That's terrible. That's
I'm
terrible.
just playing, y'all. Y'all have a good day. I'll see y'all tonight.
All right. Well, I appreciate the call, Miss Rashida.
But Honcho, I'm taking note of this bullshit
You
that you're
taking up?
doing with me.
No, see, it was because last night they got some extra time because it was winding down. There wasn't too many folks calling in, but I had to address them last couple of calls.
You rushed me off the phone and you took 2 or
What?
3 long weird ass calls, disrespectful. And I hope Sean can watch the call with Bredo talking all that bullshit and call in because that was some foul ass shit he was saying.
Yes.
Anyway, I don't want him coming after me, so I'm gonna get off of that shit. That means you straight up insane in the membrane. Don't come at me, Bredo. I just You know what, Brother? Matter of fact, I ain't saying shit. And can you edit this part? I just mentioned his name out the car.
I can't do nothing about that. Look, this is what I did. I need to figure out how to get some three-way calls on the Den. Rashida versus Bretto. It'll be over with. That'll be the
I,
den
I
of the
was saying,
century.
can you cut this little part? I just mentioned his name out. Shit, I don't want no flex or Brother crazy.
I can't do nothing about that. It's out there now.
All right, then. Take care. I'm gone.
All right, Miss Rashida, appreciate the call.
All right, bye-bye.
Man, look, y'all know, bro. Look, Bretto take notes like I take notes. That's why I fucks with Bretto, man. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this afternoon?
I'm a hustler, baby.
Uh,
You know who this is, hustler?
yes, I love it when Miss Grace say hustler. I love that shit.
Yeah, hustler. Wow, I cannot believe that I dropped my phone in the shower because I was so busy trying to listen from last night to the show, and I put it up. First time I've ever done that. Put it in the shower, and it fell and got the water in it, and then I ended up putting it in rice because the blow dryer wasn't working.
Did the rice end up working though?
I'm addicted. But listen, to me, when you go into a business, any business, you have to decide why you're going into that business. You mean, is it to make money? You mean, or what you're willing to sacrifice? Because if you're in it to make a lot of money, there's going to be a whole lot of sacrifice with it. I've always learned to make money on the side, and I like a passive income. I want to make money in my sleep. And the other thing is, never let too much money go out without that amount of money at least coming back in, because you're going to go broke. And one more thing, if you make money but you're not smart in how you spend money and you're not smart with time management, is it even worth it? Okay? Now, I've had several little businesses, and you know my book is online. Let me give the shameless plug. The Little Girl Who Wasn't Tired. You can buy it on Amazon, okay? Because every kid in the world lies and says they're not tired, they want to go to bed. But one of my other businesses that I had, it was called Amazing Grace, because if I had a dime for every time someone complained about not having a beautiful, high-end black Christmas tree ornament for the top of their tree, I would have been rich. So what I did was I had taken my daughter on the African American Woman Tour, and I went to Atlanta, and I found the most beautiful angel, and I looked at the tag, I did my research, and I found out that there was a distributor right on the other side of Boston. And so I would go there and do my buy-in. And then I didn't want to pay for storage, so I only got enough stuff that I stored in my spare bedroom. And doing Christmas ornaments, I would do a Christmas in July in some festivals, but I would do it like November. I would start the day after Thanksgiving, so I'd have to start decorating and everything the day after Thanksgiving, and that would go to January. And I would do it twice a week, Saturday evenings and then Sunday afternoons. And I would go into people's homes and do home demos, so I had to make sure my hands and my nails were on point. You know what I mean? And when I did that, I also used their electricity. See that? Not my own. And they always had snacks and food, so I got to eat supper. So besides making money, I was saving money. So once we played games and I did all the demos and things like that, people would place their orders, and then the person who was throwing the party, it worked like any other home demonstration. It was their job to collect, all of the money, and I would come home, sit here, bag everything. I stamped my own bags, and then I would go and I would drop it off to them, and they would pass the money over to me. So like I said, for me, I always have some kind of money because I don't let too much money go out. And when I look around, like I told you, I had a yard sale, I always see money. Everywhere I look, I see money. There's money to be made. And cash is king. At that, I'll braid hair. I have cooked. I have tutored. When I was raising my kids by myself after I got out of that awful freaking lifestyle I was in from 17 to 19 that I told you about. I learned to always do little things, to always have some extra money coming in. And then I like to go on and see how many books I sold. People don't like to leave reviews, and then that money just gets poured into my account. So there's all kinds of little things that people can do. It doesn't have to be, if you want to be out there, a restaurant to me is going to be one of the hardest things to run. I mean, everything's got to be the right temperature of cold. Everything's got to be the right temperature of hot. This has got to be. I mean, that's a lot of work. I would never want to do that. And so my hat is off for anybody that can do anything like that. But I'm the type of person. I look around. I see money, 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 and then I figure out how I can make some of that money. You know, without anybody even knowing or noticing. And cash is king again, and that's all I'm going to say.
Like I tell you, I love Miss Grace. Miss Grace is a hustler. She gave a lot of good ideas. I'm gonna put the link back in there again. If y'all have small children, if y'all have kids, period, go and get the book, The Little Girl Who Wasn't Tired. The Amazon link is in the description.
And right. I did that. Let me tell you, I did the research and figured out how to do that and publish it on my own. I wanted to have curly hair, the little girl character to have curly hair just like my granddaughter. I wanted the characters to be ambiguous so every race and ethnicity can enjoy it. You know what I mean? I said the artwork in the little girl's bedroom is the exact same artwork that's in my granddaughter's bedroom. The mother looks like me when I was young and fly. No, let's say young higher. You know what I mean? And then it has my daughter's body. It has my 2 rescue cats in there, the little chihuahua that I nanny. You know what I mean? And then I had my foster son. We're trying to figure out which little girl because I wanted bright colors, but not too bright because you're trying to get a kid to go to sleep. So you want those brain waves to kind of relax or that kid's not going to go to sleep. Yeah. You know, and I found a wonderful website called Fiverr, Fiverr, where they would do the artwork, and the girl that did the artwork was from Pakistan. You know what I mean? So we'd go back and forth. So go on and get it, and it starts off with, there once was a little girl who was never tired. Whenever her mom tried to put her down for a nap or to sleep for the night, she'd cry and complain and put up a fight. I don't want to take a nap. I don't want to go to bed. I don't want to do those things. I'm not tired, she said. And it just goes to show that no matter what that little girl was doing, what day it was, what time of the day, she was always scheming on how she was going to say that she wasn't tired because she didn't want to go to bed. So everybody get that book and support me.
Yes, yes.
So I can give some of it to Honcho.
Yes, support. No, I love it, man. Miss Grace, I mean, when you call it, it's so inspirational, and I think people always take something away from it. And you know, you call it and share these experiences. And I think if somebody hasn't gotten an idea of a way they can step up their game, then they just not listening.
No, they're not, because it's there. It's always there. I'm a hustler. You know, I'm going to tell you something. When I was a kid, I always sold the most Girl Scout cookies. I always had that list ahead of time, but I would never go to camp for free. I could have, because my mother had too many kids, 7 kids in the house with 2 bedrooms. So I let my sisters would go to camp. Everybody else would go to camp, and that was Miss Grace's time to stay at home and act like an only child. They realized what I was doing until we got older. Like they said, no wonder you never went. That's right, your asses were all gone, and I was home acting like an only child because that's what I wanted. There were too many kids in the house. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. So I'm going to get off the phone because I have to behave. My son is in from California. I picked him up. He took the red eye last night, and he got into Boston this morning, and then he took the bus here because I was not driving to Boston. I don't do it for anybody. I don't even do it for myself because the small town I'm from, hey, driving 15 minutes is too far.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Yep.
Well, shout out to Miss Grace, and I appreciate you sharing that with us this afternoon. Yes.
Okay, thank you, my honcho. Hey, everybody. Hey, Rashida, the den darling. We were rolling with Rashida.
Rashida
okay.
don't want to act right.
I love her. Okay, bye-bye.
All right, Miss Grace. Thank you for calling. Man, shout out to Miss Grace, man. And hey, if you got children, go get the book. If you maybe if you have a lower level reading level, you just want to read something, Okay. I got a text message. We'll address that in a second. We'll take 1 or 2 more calls before we wrap it up. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this afternoon? Damn, it ain't evening time.
Hey, Professor Trill, I was just playing. Dude, I'm not a damn Peaches fan. Come on, huh?
No. Don't put them hands on him. Oh, he say he won't pledge. What you say? He say catch a square, man.
Bro, hey, forget that. I'm bullshitting. I know I'm not a damn Peaches fan. Yeah, we got a Falcons fan running around here running her down. Well, how come she ain't turned out? Hey, I ain't got nothing against her. But Come on, G. Y'all niggas know I'm not a Patriots fan. Excuse my profanity. I'm not cussing. I'm sure because I got to set the example for my future audience. No profanity, none of that stuff. I'm not have to start living by example, man.
But that's important that you said that though, because you said that's something that you would like to get into, and that's it can be a small business, it can be an independent type business that can make money on a grand scale if you're successful. Let's talk about that, D-Love. What is it that you have an interest in the future? So for the people who don't know.
Yes, so for y'all who don't know, Honcho was actually talking about it yesterday. I do plan on being an inspirational speaker, and as of right now, while I'm still in the military, I'm about to transition out, so I'm gonna try to set some kind of stepping stone. Maybe by starting a YouTube channel, just uploading content. Yeah, just trying to get comfortable with it. I told you I bought a keyboard like a while ago. That's dilemma. So I'm also doing music and stuff like that.
Well, what genre of music would you say that you're doing?
Right now, I'm just playing, like I'm practicing classical music on the piano and stuff like that. So it's not like I'm making beats as of right now or anything. So I'm just, doing classical. Now, it's pretty difficult to play classical music on a piano. So for those there who do play the keyboard, who knows how to play the piano, that's very difficult. But doing that. But that's just like a hobby right now. I'm just, I do want to be an inspirational speaker, and I was told, like, somebody told me about a place I could go to where they actually work with people like that. It's somewhere in El Paso. I'm in Houston right now. I'm still on leave, but in El Paso they say they got a program to where they help me out with that. So I'm not really sure. Like I haven't looked at it yet, but that could be a good start.
When you go to El Paso, you got to be bilingual to get in that program.
You know what?
I said you have to. The one in El Paso, you have to be bilingual to get in that program.
See.
I'm just fucking with you. Okay, but so what was the inspiration, the motivation to want to be a motivational speaker? What piques your interest in that field?
You say what inspired me to want to do this?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I said it before, but for those who don't know, back in my sophomore year, I was in class and I was surfing through I got a notification from YouTube, or I think it was from YouTube. I think it was Instagram. I think somebody sent it to me via Instagram, and then I saw Eric Thomas, one of his most famous speech. If you want to, whenever you want to be successful as much as you want to breathe, that's when that speech. Like that speech went viral and stuff like that. So I sat in class and I watched the video, listened to what he said and everything, and it was just the passion that he put into it. They got me into it. I'm like, I might actually want to do this. Just watching that one video. So that one video led to multiple videos and multiple other speakers like Led Burns, and of course Lisa Nichols. But I didn't discover her until like a couple months ago. But it was stuff like, it was that video that really got me into it. And then he had other videos. And it's interesting that you said he was doing the academy, or he had a university he was running, that where everybody came out speaking just like him. Yeah, sign me up.
Okay. So, you said that you kind of ventured off and you've seen some other inspirational speakers. Like, is there one that resonates with you more so than E.T., or is there bits that you kind of see from each of them that you can relate to? What is it that you take away from it when you listen to other inspirational speakers?
When I listen to other inspirational speakers, and it's good that they speak on multiple different topics, whether it's depression, setting a goal, whether it's with your faith, academically. I mean, it's different areas that they cover. So I believe you asked me what I took away from an inspirational speaker other than Eric Thomas. Is that your question?
Yeah, I'm saying, is there one that you relate to maybe more so than Eric Thomas, or what is it that you take away from each of the ones that you kind of watch that can inspire you in what you do?
Yeah. So what I do, You know, so one that do inspire me, as far as what I do, or what I do take away from it, is just, and I talked to you about this before, is basically just changing the way I perceive things, like changing changing how I feel about my situation, because I can't control my situation, but I can control how I perceive it or how I choose to think about it. So, and I believe I got that one from Lisa Nichols. I mean, she specializes in that kind of stuff, that kind of topic. And I remember asking you for advice on how to go about that. I think you gave me some pretty good advice. This was a while ago, Huncho. So, yes.
What I say? You know, I be just saying shit. Don't listen to my advice. I be saying some anything.
Like, you gave some good advice. You was, I mean, you were telling me that I needed to change the way I perceive. And then you also told me that, I mean, you telling me that it's good, but I had to also apply it. So, but you gave some solid advice. I mean, you didn't say anything that much different from what they would have said. Now, if you want me to tell you exactly what you said, then yeah, that's kind of different story like that.
I mean, I'll be honest. They stole all their shit from me. I'm the originator of this motivational speaking shit. You know, they stole all that shit. They be listening in the den and stealing all my sauce. You know what I'm talking about? They listen to Sauce Sports. That's where they get the energy from. They listen to the den. That's where they get the game from. And they just stole all my shit. I'm the originator of this shit right here. You feel me?
Yeah, but yeah. I'm gonna let ET know that.
Okay, yeah, tell him I said it. Yeah, you know how that nigga be. That motherfucker be making them noises and shit. But I listen to ET from time to time. That motherfucker he is energized. You know what I'm saying? So he's good to listen to. He got like that little mixtape on Spotify where they take some of the little shit that he says and then they kind of chop it up with some little beats behind it. That shit actually be kind of jamming on the cool. That shit sound like some old Jeezy thug motivation shit, just without the thug, just motivation 101. You know what I'm saying? That shit is inspirational.
I did not know that. I mean, there are different types of speakers like that, and a lot of them, you know, some of them are not as energized. They just get their point across. They talk like I'm talking to you right now. Yeah, that's kind of what I see different about him. You know, he screams, he yells, he talks to you like he coaching the football team, and that's kind of how he stand out. But he talk about how to be a businessman. He talk about a lot of stuff. So, but it was that one video that really caught my attention. Like, I haven't been keeping up with him as of late, but like I say, there are different. I listen to a lot of them, and all of them are good. Some of them put me to sleep, but I also listen to you, Huncho. I mean, that 16-0 video that you made, that really inspired me.
That was the world's greatest video ever. It could never be replicated. It should probably never be replicated. It was
right.
It was
so inspiring that you probably should make another one.
I am gonna make another one. I am going to make another one. I definitely am. It's gonna be much tougher to make it this time, but I'm definitely gonna make another one. So we go.
No, but you know what, Huncho? I really think we are going 16-0. We're gonna beat every team on the schedule, and I'm not even. It may sound like I'm chosen, but not exactly. We open up against the Saints, the trash. Then we play the Jaguars. They're trash. Then we play the Chargers. Now here's why I think we're gonna beat the Chargers. They're trash. Then who we got? We got Carolina. They're trash. And then we got the Falcons. I think we got the Falcons after that. Now, what separates the Falcons from the other ones? No, nothing really. They trash. And I don't know who we play V5, but they're all trash. We're going 16-0. That's it.
No, I'll agree with you. Like, the Falcons are trash. Carolina is trash. Saints trash. Some of them other teams, though, they may be a little bit more difficult. Anything coming out the NFC South is hot garbage. Hot garbage. Just dumpster juice. But the rest of the teams, we may have a little bit of a fight to put up with. But you know, sit your ass down, Miss B. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. But yeah, I agree with you on that.
You're talking shit, ain't you?
No, of course. You know, she gonna talk that shit. I had to even give her a shout out in the last little Confederate video, because I knew she'd be talking shit. Okay.
Yeah, but no, That's it, Hunter. I appreciate it. Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm gonna try to come out with some content on Instagram and on YouTube. Right now, like I said, I'm gonna try to do some animation. So I'm gonna try to get a drawing tablet. It's basically a device you connect to the laptop, and then you draw on it, and then it'll display on the screen and stuff like that.
Okay.
So yeah, but other than that, that's my call. I appreciate you for taking the conversation.
All right. Well, I appreciate the call, D-Love, and good hearing from you.
All right.
All right, we're gonna wind up on that one. It's about that time. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out what you call the last three. Super Bowl. Shout out to Destin AK and shout out to D Nelly. I want to give y'all a verbal shout out. I hate fucking Professor Trill. And because I hate Professor Trill, I'm gonna take away DeMarcus wrench next time he say something. I just you know, like they used to say, what's that shit they used to like the kid, like parents will have that one kid they don't like, and so when the other kids fuck up, they take it out on that one kid. That's how I be doing DeMarcus. I like DeMarcus, he cool. I just be taking it out on DeMarcus. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, yeah. That's why you got bad memories. That's why you don't want to come to H-Time. You know what I'm saying? Miss me. The Saints? I don't even remember who went to the Super Bowl last year, honestly. I'll tell y'all, when the Texans get out the game, I stop paying attention. I don't even remember who went to the Super Bowl last year. Man, I would never, ever sell my mixtape in a grocery store parking lot. No. The gas station is where you gotta go. But like I said, I got some content I'm gonna be dropping for you guys shortly. So I know there were some topics yesterday that I didn't get a chance to address that I definitely want to address, and we gonna definitely have some things to speak on. And again, like I said, I love to hear your input and your thoughts on some of these various topics. The Rams and the Patriots. Oh, okay. Word, the Rams, they in the NFC South. Yeah, okay. Okay. That's what I was wondering. I was tripping. I could have swore that the Saints ain't, but Okay. But here's the deal, right? What? Nah, it's looking like I sell Lucy's. God damn, I don't like y'all. That's why we cut this goddamn stream. So I ain't fucking with y'all no more. But it's very interesting though, because I wanted to compliment talking what D-Love said real quick before we wrap it up. And that's very interesting because there was a point in time where I thought about the motivational speaker thing. It was some years back. And I think I've kind of gotten out of that. Like, I don't think I'd want to go all over the place talking to people. Not in this day and age. But at some point in time, you do want to have some type of impact on people's lives. You want to have a purpose. You definitely do. You don't want to. You want to feel like you can pass something on to somebody that they can grow and benefit from. But so I do think that is an honorable deal if that is your true inspiration and motivation. But the thing about small business, a couple of things I want to touch on. One, we had a couple of calls talk about customer service, and the thing about that is it's extremely important because that can be the backbone of your business. Somebody was saying the other day they were talking about apps and stuff, and then how did they put this? It doesn't necessarily have to do with customer service, but it's about putting yourself out there. So perfectionism. So if you're thinking about getting to a certain point, you can't be worried about being perfect. So if you have an idea, a business idea, man, handle the foundation and put yourself out there. But improve as you go along. Always look for ways that you can improve, that you can become more efficient, that you can provide better service, better customer service, as far as addressing feedback. All of these things are extremely important. Because it was the example was like an app. You can have this perfect idea for an app, and it's going to be this, it's going to be that, it's going to have all this great stuff, man. It's going to be so awesome. And then somebody can throw an app out there that's not perfect, full of bugs, got errors, the bitch closed down on you and all this other stuff. But they can start taking over the market with that imperfect app because they're out there making a name for themselves. And then they can fix the bugs and the things that as they go along, and people will appreciate those improvements as they go along, as opposed to you waiting to make this perfect app. You finally get it out there, well, the market's already been taken over by the buggy app that's gotten fixed. So that can be applied to anything that you do. You know, make sure that, you know, if you feel like you have a skill that you can charge for, that you can serve, even if it's like hair braiding, like Miss Grace had mentioned hair braiding earlier. You can start off with a certain level of skill. There's so many tutorials and so many things now on the internet that can teach you how to upgrade your skills. Even if you don't have hair braiding, that's the thing. That's the beauty of the internet too. And if you don't have skills, you can learn anything from the fucking internet now. Even if you wanted to pay a little bit, like Anthony Bailey mentioned earlier about Skillshare. There's Udemy. There's Lynda.com. Like, you can learn skills in anything if you're willing to spend a little bit of change, or if you know how to look in the right places. Anyway, you know, you might not have to spend so much. But YouTube has everything that you want to learn. All of these things are available. The information is available. That's why this is the information age. That's why there's no excuse. Like when people say, well, I can't do this, I can't. But you've watched whole seasons of Game of Thrones, or you've gotten, you know, everything about such and such, but you tell me you don't have a skill. When you can go and learn, if you can dedicate, what is it? You spend about like 9 weeks or so in a class, as far as like college, was it like 9 weeks, 12 weeks, something like that, right? And so you spend about 3 hours a week in school, in a college semester. So you may spend, let's say you spend 36 hours in a class, right? You telling me in a month, let me run over that. Ed Honcho HTX with my personal Instagram and Twitter, if Instagram is back working. Like the video, subscribe if you're new to this and you're just listening in. We do this live 1 p.m. Monday through Friday and 10 a.m. Central at night. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that good shit. Den Show Live, easiest way to remember it. I don't know why that shit got caught up. I said it earlier. But I'm going to come back to my point in just a second. If you can't watch, listen, Den Show Podcast, I will be uploading all the live streams to the podcast. Den Show Shop, get you some of that Den Show merch. Shout out to everybody who showed some love today, dropping some Denjamins in the den. Shout out to D. Nelly, shout out to Desolate AK, shout out to everybody who's been showing up. Shout out to Miss Grace for being a Patreon supporter, the newest. But if you want to donate to the channel, want to make a one-time donation to the channel, you go to streamlabs.com/The Den Show. If you want to join the Patreon club, shout out to Miss Grace, Betty Spaghetti, Diana, Dan, James, Donald Trump, Miss Goya, and Stina Starry-Eyed. Shout out to all of you for being Patreon supporters. We'll have some content coming for you guys. And again, like I said, I'll probably have to upload it via PDF and just have the links on there until I find another platform to upload, unless I start uploading to Pornhub. 833-284-3336. Hey, if you ever got something you just want to chop it up, you can send a message via text message. You can call the den. If I'm available, I might answer and talk to you for a few minutes. If not, you can leave a voicemail. I'll try to get back to you and address it. If you come across a news story, you want to send a screenshot, you come across a funny meme, a picture, something like that, you can send that to the den line, 833-284-3336. Now, let me come back to the point that I was making, and then we'll get ready to wrap it up. And that is 36 hours, say, in a semester, maybe. You give or take. You know, it depends on, I guess, how you doing it or whatever. I might be over assuming. Let's just say 40. So you're telling me that if you can't find 1 hour a day, and in about a month and a half, you could develop a new skill set, that you're telling me, and you're not even really spending that whole damn hour focusing in class, you know what I mean? You're spending maybe 30, 45 minutes. So you're telling me you take an hour a day committed to a skill for a month and a half that you could develop a new skill. And most people have more than an hour a day. It just depends on how bad you want it. Because if you have an hour a day to watch some fucking bullshit ass show, most people have an hour or two a day to skim on just bullshit. You know what I mean? Like some people spend an hour a day skimming, slide through Instagram or Twitter or whatever. I've had to cut back on it because you can get lost in that shit. And you gotta definitely catch yourself. But you tell me you can't allocate an hour a day to improving your skill set, and you can take that and you know, shit, they gonna definitely not. They definitely not gonna like me. Let me see what y'all over there talking about. Let me see what's going on. Oh, cause yeah, 'cause I ain't looking. I'm gonna come back. I'm going to come back for that ass. But the thing about it is, you can improve yourself. Like, I gotta leave y'all with the Jerry Springer message of the evening, right? Do it. If you have faith in yourself, if you have the ability, or you think you have a talent, man, do it. In a little less a month, probably even less than that, you can become something greater. You can always constantly improve. If you want to improve, if you want to be better. Now let's see what's going on with this nonsense. Let me see what's going on over here. You know what I'm saying? What's going on in this motherfucker? The Big M been in here lately talking big shit. You know what I'm saying? It's a very interesting name. Probably built like a Big M. I hate Professor Trill. I got some Professor Trill though. When that saw stream just run out of time, you know, when that saw stream just gets short, you know, it is what it is. Let me see. Boiled owl in the building. That is terrible. That's interesting. We need to have a. Let's see. It needs to be. We need to. Yeah, I gotta figure out how we can entertain some type of three-way call. That would be the greatest thing that could ever happen to the den. If there was, I have to look. I have to. I have to look and see, man. If there was a way to make that happen, if there was a way to engage in three-way call, the den would be destroyed in about 3 days. It would just deteriorate and it would self-implode. It would be a bad, bad thing. Yeah, Heidi is definitely on it. Heidi's been sipping mimosas all day. She's plastered. Let me see. But we'll deal with y'all a little bit later. Yes, NFL Blitz, which is no longer commissioned, which is a great game. They should have brought NFL Blitz back. But that's who called night. But here's the deal. I got to wrap it up because I got some stuff. I got to drop some content for y'all. I got some other things I got to handle. But I appreciate you guys tuning in today. Cocoa butter. Cocoa butter? Okay. You be blasted too if you had your pressure. Oh yeah, we ain't finna get into that. We will delay this later because I'm gonna start arguing with y'all. But I appreciate all of y'all. All of y'all be cool like y'all be cool. It is an honor, a privilege, and a pleasure. Lowercase m. I got something for you. But with that being said, I appreciate it. Just like Heidi, I always want to take credit for some shit. Didn't even show up till the last minute, pulling a DeMarcus, and then she over there talking about some damn some good shit. But I appreciate y'all, and y'all be cool. I can't fool with y'all. I'm out. I appreciate all of you. See, I have like every now and then, like I said, it's been a minute. But like I said, I know I'll bring man up on, but I'm gonna see what's happening. We could probably do like maybe have a Skype conversation one day. That might be the whole deal. Might have to get we'll have a men's table. We'll get a Man Up, Prepaid, and Professor Trill. I think it would be a very enlightening conversation. We can all talk about DeMarcus and Heidi. I'm out.